Today I'm going to show you some of my favorite products from the brand Rituel de Fille. I have tried many of their products and I am a long-time stan of this brand. But that being said, there's definitely products I'm more drawn to than others. So I'm going to do a full face featuring some of my favorites. I'll show you kind of swatches of some other products I have too and maybe discuss why some things I've liked more than others. But if you haven't heard of Rituel de Fille, they are a very unique brand founded by three sisters in Los Angeles, and they use all natural ingredients. The aesthetic is super witchy and ethereal and kind of dark, grungy, and it's also a cruelty-free brand. So they've got a lot going for them, and it's a great brand to support. So some of these products I have purchased on my own, some have been sent, but yeah, I'm only going to be featuring my favorites on my face and guiding you through how I like to use them. So to start, I have a different foundation on because I can't use their foundation because I have a nut allergy. And there's marula oil in it, so I'm not too sure about using that. They say it's a no-no. So sadly, I can't attest for the 3-drop serum foundation. I have used their cream one that's like more in a pan like this. And while I've certainly used it, it's definitely not a go-to for me. I really like sort of traditional liquid foundation. So I'm gonna start off with blush, and I'm gonna go in with their Inner Glow Cream Pigment formulation. This is in the shade Lovesick. It's like a dusty rose. I've used this a lot. Now this formulation is more of like a thicker kind of cream, good stain power. They do also have the Color Nectar Pigment Balm. This is in Hummingbird, just for reference. This is more of like generally like a multi-use product in that it's a little bit more sheer and balmy, and you can use this easily on your lips as well. Not sure if you can see the difference, but the balm is a bit more glossy. The cream a bit more creamy, if you can imagine. So for my personal taste, I do like a cream product that's not too like dewy for blush. Going in with Lovesick, just with a cream brush. And I just think that this is such a nice kind of neutral shade, but it's also like it can get nicely deep. For someone who's a blush fiend like me, that is such a plus. And it applied so easily. So this is definitely a blush I go to when I want a cream blush that has staying power, because I love cream blushes. I have a lot. Some I just really love the color and stuff, but sometimes they just don't last too long. But this is one I find that has pretty good staying power. For highlighter, Rituel de Fille has a couple formulations. The one that really catches people's eye, I'm sure, as it caught mine, is the highlighter intensifier in the Alchemist. They have it in a few shades now. This one is like super glittery, sparkly. The description of it on their website is like something like when light is catching on the ocean, and I'll swatch it for you. So this is the Alchemist Rosius, and this is the original Alchemist. In person, it feels a little bit more sort of on that balmy side, like the Color Nectar Pigment Balm. I don't know if you can see this, but I wiped it off and now it looks like I'm like Edward Cullen. You see that? It's like slightly, just with a cloth, I tried to wipe it off. But anyway, my favorite highlighters from them are the Rare Light Cream Luminizers. So these are a little bit more back to that sort of creamy formulation. It's a kind of a softer, more natural highlight. I'm going to show you two today. I have Sylvanshine, which is like a pinky purple, and then Icebow, which is more like a white. You can see that it's less of that glittery style of highlighter and more like a soft glow. Icebow first, because it's very more like a natural pigment. So you can see this just has this like natural glow to it. And I did go heavy-handed to show you on camera. I might do this more softly on an everyday basis, but it has that lit from within. With Sylvanshine, it has a little bit of a violet shift. So I'm just gonna put that on as well. Layer it. And you can see that lavender shift happening. When it comes to eyes, Rituel de Fille offers some really stunning, mystical like shades, really intriguing. They come in these cute little, I was about to say pods, but this cute packaging. This is their older package, which had quite a narrow sort of opening, but they switched it up. They listened to what their customers were saying, and they changed the jar to glass, which is great. And it's got a wider opening, so it's easier to get your finger in there. And they also came with a brush to go with it. Now back to sort of formulations. They have the eye soot, which is what I'm more a fan of and I'm going to use because it's more on the powder side. It's a really interesting formula that it's like a creamy powder almost. So this is the shade Fauna. It's got this cool glow to it and it's fairly easy to use. And then they also have the eye glosses. This is in the shade Rosa. And while this almost has a slight powdery nature to it to some degree, I guess not powdery, but there's like some grit in it. It's more of a gloss. So it depends on what you like. If you're somebody who likes a cream product on your eyes and you maybe don't have issues with creasing, you may, gravitate towards the eye gloss formula. And it also gives that really grungy rock and roll look. Even if it does crease, it creates an effect. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. That being said, I am more of a fan of the eye soot. I like the wearability of it because of my eye shape. The creasing can be noticeable, especially with a darker shade. If it's a lighter shade, you may not notice it as much, but like a darker cream gloss eye product, you're gonna notice probably a bit of creasing, but again, that can be part of the look. So I'm gonna show you a couple of my favorite eye soots. I'm gonna go in with Garland Ashen Ember eye soot. It's like a soft pink. I'm just gonna go in with my fingers because I find it just can create more impact than a brush. This will be very, very soft. Starting to add a bit of dimension to the eyelid. Now in their eye soot category, there's the Ashen Ember, which is more like a creamy powder, but then there's the Crystalline Matter, which more has like kind of like flakes of shimmer in it. So I'm gonna layer on top of this the Crystalline Matter eye soot in Moonstone. And that's where you're gonna get more of that glitzy glam. If anyone knows like the Danessa Myricks Chrome Flakes, it's like a kind of softer version of that. When you're picking up a product like this, if you're finding the sort of like shimmery flakes are having fallout, it's always great to put it on your hand first and kind of smudge it or work it into your finger and then go to your eye to prevent fallout. So there's the eye soots together, creating a really beautiful, iridescent, ethereal eye. I might turn the lights down at the end and see how it shows up sort of in that darker light. But for now, I'm going to do a classic winged liner with their Enigmatic Kohl liner in the shade Abyss, which is the black. This comes in this cute ball. It lies flat like on a vanity because it has a little notch. And this I have had for years. And I don't know if it's filled all the way into here, but what I do know is that it's lasting me forever. And it's frankly the only way I can comfortably do a wing liner because it's so creamy, so workable. So I'll go in with this tiny brush, angled brush, and do a liner. But just so you know, this can be a really fantastic base for like a multi-chrome eyeshadow. As you can see, it's just so creamy and black. It kind of has a slightly powdery finish when it dries down, but it's a very unique product and I love it. It's not going to dry down the same as a liquid liner, but if you can be okay with that, which I am, it has many benefits that outweigh trying to apply a liquid liner sometimes. So anyway, just going in straight into it with a brush. So what I love about this liner is how you can take like a flat, dense brush and polish up the edges to like help if you've had any kind of crookedness or sharpen that wing. You just kind of drag under. Now this one, I mean, I think this is a good opportunity to show the way if you kind of mess it up, you can fix it. Because trying to do this on camera is always so fun. Anyway, just kind of tug at the bottom. And if you're getting a little bit of smudge, you can always take a concealer, just a tiny little bit of concealer, and clean it up. I'm just gonna do my lashes off camera and then finish it off with lips. Okay, here's the look with some mascara. No lashes today, so I can keep the wings visible. So for lips, again, a couple formulas. That pigment balm you can use on your lips. They have the Forbidden Lipstick formula, which is my favorite because it's more like a traditional lipstick. I'm looking at this shade Superstition to wear today. It's kind of similar to the blush, like a dusty, rosy mauve. The shade Ravenous in the Forbidden Lipstick has been a favorite of mine. It's like a super vampy shade. And then they have the Enchanted Lip Shears, which is more balmy. This is Bloodroot. And then Black Locust, which is a really interesting shade, kind of like a gray, which I think I'll show you on the lips just how that looks because it's such an interesting shade. And then I'll swap it out for the shade I would more wear like on a everyday basis. I'm gonna use a cool tone liner. So that's Black Locust. Really unique shade. It's like you could almost call it like a, not a black. It's like a more wearable, moody, gray, kind of witchy lip. I don't know, it's kind of nice with the lavender as well, but I'm gonna swap it out for my one of my favorite shades. Gonna go in with a liner first. And this is Superstition. Oh, I love this shade so much. It's like vampy, but something about it just doesn't feel like overpowering as much as I love a dark lip. This lip is just like the perfect in-between. That being said, having a deeper lip on, I just want to touch up on my blush because I love blush. I love blush. Oh, I feel so good. You know, if you're a makeup addict like me and you've spent all morning without makeup on doing work and other boring stuff, and then you just can't wait to put your makeup on and you feel so good when it's on, that's how I feel right now. And I feel like you can tell my energy is transformed from the beginning of the video, just a bit more calm, to now I'm so excited. Anyway, this is the finished look. These are my favorite products from Rituel de Fille. Highly usable is one of the biggest things I can say about the products that I use from this brand today. In particular, the liner, in particular, this lipstick that's just like the perfect vampy lip, approachable vampy lip. I'm gonna try and turn the lights down a little bit, see if you can see more of the iridescence, but of course the sun's beautifully peeking through the windows right now, but let's see. This is the lower lighting. Actually, yeah, that looks very nice. You can see just the very ethereal nature of these products. So glowy and have such interesting shifts and tones in them. I do also have a code with Rituel de Fille, which is my name, Evangeline Molly, all caps, and that'll get you 10% off any order if you found yourself interested in any of these products. And always nice to have a bit of a discount, so I'll write that down below and also link the website. Let me know in the comments down below if any of you have tried out this brand or any of your favorite products from them. I also just definitely recommend the brand because of the brand ethics, and they've just time and time again just established themselves as an innovative beauty brand in this oversaturated industry. Even like certain campaigns they've done with donations to really important causes and using their platform for good and for spreading witchy vibes. So what more can you want in a makeup brand? And that's it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Right? Right. Stay witchy, stay bitchy. Have a good week. Bye, witches. You look like a frog. You look like a frog. He looks like a frog.